I got plenty of hairs. I thought about bringing that. Now, then what are we gonna do with the pits? See, that's my concern. Stuff
7:05.
like that.
I'm gonna call.
I'll
the
bring some out
Village
to your
Board
place.
meeting to order. Please silence all cell phones during the meeting. I look for an approval of the agenda.
I move to approve the agenda. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item 3, public appearances and citizens' comments on items not listed on this agenda. Items will not be debated or acted upon this meeting, but will be referred to the proper staff or committee if action is required. Please keep your comments to 3 minutes.
Apparently, there's a sense in the town that my pear tree is public property.
Anyway,
Anyway, I'm sure no one wants to speak, so.
See how awkward it looks? It's just terrible.
Item 4, approval of the consent agenda.
So moved.
second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Item 5, new business. Lauren would like us to move item C up to A, please. And we need a motion to do that.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Okay, item C. Consideration discussion blasting permit for the Village Water Reservoir Project. We have someone here to speak at that.
We do, we have Brian. So the permit, application is in the packet. Our other village engineer, Pat Rank, reviewed it. And I have Brian here to help answer questions if you guys have any, because I am not a blasting expert. I don't think Brian is either, but
That would be my thing right now.
do our best.
I do know a good amount about the project and I've spoken with the village contractor beyond excavating. And their blasting subcontractor SPX, which has provided for Pat Ranch review and for this body to consider.
Were we aware of blasting prior to?
Definitely was gonna have some rock excavation necessary. There are a few methods by which rock can be removed. Blasting is very common. There are other contractors out there that prefer mechanical removal, which is essentially a jackhammer on the tip of an excavator. Just gnaws away at it. There's another contractor that has it's a rotary, very large, 8-foot diameter rotor with carbide teeth on it, and just grinds the rock away in 12-inch wide passes. So it was going to be dependent on which contractor was lower bid. John is much more comfortable with blasting. They're a quarry operator.
Is it solid or are there pockets of soil? I mean, is it just hard rock?
It's pretty solid. If anybody has gone up there, there's a little temporary road off of the county highway there. He's got most of the overburden removed, so you can see that there's probably about 4 feet of weathered, what we call weathered rock, that he's just scraped away and now we're just stuck with that rock.
This is a pretty small area too, right?
It is.
Yeah.
And how far down?
In some areas it'll be up to 12 feet
Yikes.
of rock excavation.
Okay.
As you drive up the hill, there's probably a 15-foot ridge there right next to the roadway, the cornfields on top. So anyway, fields on top there. The driveway has to cut kind of through that area to make an opening. That's the biggest cut. The rest of it is mostly in the 3 to 5 feet.
Now, what do you have for topsoil? How much?
There's about 3 feet of
Oh,
topsoil,
there is.
and then they removed all of that. There's roughly 4 or 5 feet of fractured bedrock that's been removed. Now we're done. That's good. The pad itself for the tank is actually already ready to rock and roll. It's just getting the driveway in from W that's going to go into blasting.
Is there a certain distance, houses, buildings have to be away before you can blast?
Not necessarily. The ordinance and the state code has different precautions based on distance from You don't really have any homes or buildings within the village ordinance requirements. They will be setting up seismometers at prescribed distances to monitor pre and during and post blast. But we don't have any homes that are close enough.
How many blasts do you anticipate?
I don't know, is my answer. It's not quite as dramatic as one might expect. It's
Probably like
basically,
10 or 50.
probably closer to 50 discrete charges. But they'll go off in probably 3 different events.
3.
Yeah,
Okay, so that, from the public's point of view, it's gonna be happening 3 times.
yeah, roughly 3 times. Each blast itself will be a number of holes.
Yeah.
And it'll just be. That'll be a blast. And then they'll remove everything they can from that. The cut through the driveway may require 2. Because they don't want to have such large charges that they can blast 15 feet down.
Right.
They'll just go halfway, remove that.
So now we're up to 5.
Still 3. It'd be the
Plus, the whole thing altogether is 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
I should point out to the board, this application does also cover the potential of blasting for the trench, which is alongside W. So we'll need to connect the new tank to your water main system. The borings that we took in advance of the project did not indicate the need for blasting or rock removal, I should say. However, we only took 7 over a 2,000-foot stretch, so it's possible the rock could do something like that. So it'd be 3 at the.
3.35.
Approximately.
Okay.
So the potential of that heating along the roadside, likelihood of damage to the road.
Oh, none. It's the blasting would occur off-road.
You're talking about connecting down to a main water line, and I thought we were running kind of close along that road, but
Probably about 15 feet off edge of roadway. The pavements themselves are pretty flexible. And the charges, if you haven't been around one of the blasts before, they're disappointingly undramatic as far as the shaking. It's,
they're controlled explosions.
yeah, see, they have every interest in keeping it boring and.
So all the blasting done with dynamite sticks, they show the batteries up.
They sometimes use powder and sometimes use sticks.
Okay.
Depending on what kind of rock they're looking at and.
We put it in the paper
Yes, it'll be posted in the paper.
more than once.
The ordinance, I think, just
Absolutely
requires them
ordinance.
once. So at the moment, they've got one coming next week. And if the board so desires, we can do another one. But they would,
Got what coming next week?
a newspaper posting.
Oh, okay, okay, good. Facebook,
We could post on our Facebook page.
If you're extra nice to me, I'll put it on.
okay,
You can too.
just making an effort.
Yeah, you can shove the information as far in people's faces.
All right, it's,
And they
we
will,
all know.
village will still get calls and.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
But no, it's better to be overly
better
dramatic.
to say we did something.
Right.
Sorry, we didn't get yours.
No, I was up in Wanakee and they were doing blasting on the other side of town. And we felt it, at the apartment complex I was at. I don't know what company did it and how they were doing it, but they were working on a big project over there. I had residents that were asking me, hey, this is random shaking. It's like, what's going on? Blasting on the other side of town.
Other side of town.
Yeah, it was like 2 miles away.
Quarry.
No, it was just for a subdivision. Like I said, I don't know the company that did it.
Or how much rock they're trying to remove.
Exactly, you know, whereas as long as you can assure us that they are making this as boring as possible, there's like you're saying, where there's several small explosions, if you're just removing the off place, then.
You could always use the siren. Let people know blasting.
I think they bring their own,
I think in the past, when I was growing up.
they'll bring their own warning.
Anybody have anything else? No? I motion to,
I gotta go before. Will you notify the police department when you're gonna blast? And then secondly, is the road gonna have to be closed at all? You're actually.
They're gonna be closing it during the blast itself.
Just so we know, because we're gonna have to let people know and close it off.
Well, they'll, they won't need any assistance, they'll bring their own traffic control for that.
Do they notify the state that they're closing the road down?
If you,
From that process.
Yeah.
that-
Yep.
to- Okay.
I move to approve blasting permit for Village Water Reservoir Project.
Larry, you seconded?
Yeah.
Okay. Any further discussion?
Can I have the extra explosives?
That sounds like a blast.
All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thanks, Brian.
Thanks for coming.
Okay. This item now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not curious for you.
You shouldn't be.
Item B, consideration discussion application for land division by certified survey map, CSM, W5844 Durst Road. Page 10 in your packet.
Do you want me to?
Go ahead.
Okay. This is a CSM that was reviewed by the ETZ and recommended for approval. This CSM does require a variance, which you can see in the application materials. The reason for that is that the proposed lot does not abut a public right of way. And the reason for that is because the drain field for the house is in that area. And we, staff agree that that's a reasonable variance request. And so did the ETZ. They recommended approval. The only thing that we recommend is that a shared driveway agreement be recorded when the CSM gets recorded between those two lots, just to make sure that there's adequate access. So that's the major points.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item C, consideration discussion resolution 2422 for appointment of full-time public works director. Scott, would you like to step forward, please? This is Scott McNett. Each one of you can introduce yourself to him. Larry, start out.
Larry Stuckey. Go, absolutely.
Remember me, Patty? Chris?
Lauren.
Lauren Rogers.
We've met
Chelsea.
Jamie Craig.
Jesse Donahue. We've met.
Michael Bell,
Michael Bell.
you won't remember me.
Lauren will give it to you in writing, and we'll take this picture here and then put, so that.
Then you can put the name by it for.
There you go.
For here.
Nice, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, did you want to say
Yes.
something?
We're really excited to have Scott on board. He comes to the village with some really great experience. I think he'll fit in well with our team. Yeah, he's been a foreman for a number of years, which is great. He'll bring good leadership to our team. So really happy to have him.
Yeah, very good.
Welcome.
Looking forward to it.
Thanks.
Thanks, Scott. So we'll need a motion.
I move to approve resolution 2422.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item D, consideration discussion, award electric utility overhead and underground unit pricing contracts, page 78 in your packet.
So our engineer Forrester put out two different bids for a overhead and underground unit pricing contracts. This basically allows us to very easily contract out work for the electric utility. We have a set price already figured out, so we don't have to, each time we have new things that we need done, we have to bid it out. So this is a really nice way to just get that squared away. We don't, signing these contracts doesn't lock us into anything. It just says if we need the work done, we have it ready to go and we can go and we don't have to go through a whole bidding process. So you'll see in the memos, our engineer reviewed the bids for each of the 2 contracts and recommended, let me find the names here. Dolma Utilities and MP Systems, Inc. So happy to answer questions, but I think this will be a helpful tool for our electric utility.
Is there a certain time frame on these contracts?
Well, that's a good question. I believe they're good for a certain amount of time, but I don't off the top of my head know what that time frame is. Let's see if it's in there. Valid for the rest of 2024.
Okay.
So I know there is one project we are looking at trying to get done this year yet, which is oh gosh, you're gonna test me. A conversion, 9th Ave, 4 to 12 kV conversion. We already have the conduit under the ground when we did that 9th Ave project, and now we just need to feed the wires through. That will be a really important piece to upgrading a lot of the rest of the village. We kind of identified that as a key piece in that. So that's something we have been looking at trying to get done yet this year.
I'm gonna go ahead and prove, we did hire a professional to look into our bids and they recommended, and I'm gonna go and approve their recommendations.
Second.
So which one did they recommend?
Well, it's 2 different contracts and they recommended
Oh,
Jolma
for the same-
Utilities
The same 2 contracts.
for one and
For
MP
one.
Systems for the other.
Okay.
Yep.
No, I understand. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Okay, item E, consideration discussion of 11th Avenue Engineering Survey.
Okay, so I will be bringing the CIP back for another round of review, but I did not have it ready in time for this meeting. But I did want to circle back on one important item, which is 11th Avenue. At the last meeting, we discussed swapping 11th Ave with 3rd Ave in the CIP, so that 11th Ave would occur in 2026. In order to do that, we need design completed in 2025, and we need a survey done this year, 2024, preferably this fall. So the survey costs $11,000. It's not cheap. And so I would recommend if we do really want to pursue 11th Ave in 2026, that we really do need to get this survey completed. I would recommend utilizing surplus funds to get this completed,
The survey, you mean?
the survey.
Mhm.
Yep. This is really the only pot of money we have for this big of a expense. So I think it makes sense.
Well, it does, because the piece that Joe did overlay on 3rd, it looks really good after a winter. Remember, we thought it'd last for a little bit and then we'd completely take it down for whatever, 1 point something million. But if that's in more dire need, that overlay he did looks awesome. It looks brand new. So, I mean, I think this is a good way to get that fixed. So I'm gonna make is this for motion?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a motion that we switch out and pay for the 11th Ave engineering survey out of surplus.
Second. Did you think you want to bring this back?
No, I'll bring the whole CIP back, but I wanted to get this moving.
Okay. Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Do I have to stay?
No, I don't think so. No, you don't financially benefit.
Okay, opposed, motion carries. Okay, item F, consideration discussion tax collection agreement, page 84. For the new board members, we do this yearly. Lee County collects our taxes for us.
No changes from last year or just the?
There are changes, it's been highlighted.
The old, yeah.
which are the
Usually
usual.
it's just
changes.
taking out personal property tax, right?
Yeah, taking out personal property. Mhm.
So moved.
Have we ever not sent the money to the county on
We
something?
used to, what do you mean send the money to the,
Well, said we were fine
Oh.
if we don't.
not here, no,
Okay,
that doesn't happen.
good.
Not here. Not here.
Well, I read that.
I think that's in there for,
That's,
You don't get
it's a
the
threat.
paperwork in, right?
yeah, I think there are, maybe have been some communities in the past that have struggled with it, but not the village of Millers.
Okay, we have a motion. We don't have a second yet, do we?
Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Okay, discussion consideration village board appointment. Lauren?
We received 4 letters of interest, which are included in the packet. I'll open it up to the board, but maybe do you want to allow those who are here to speak?
Yes.
As a start?
Becca, would you like to say anything?
Sure. Yeah, I've been attending a lot of village board meetings over the last 5 years when I was the chamber director. I've always enjoyed seeing how things work behind the scenes. And I think I have enough connections and enough background knowledge about the village that I could make some contributions.
Thank you. John?
I don't have much more to say than what I said in the letter. I think you've got good candidates, you're not gonna make a bad choice, and I'm content regardless of who you choose. My theory is I do feel like the downtown business should have representation on the board, and that's my primary purpose for being here. Like Becca, though, I'm 100% committed to this community, and I only want to see it get better.
Okay,
Thank you.
guess that's the only ones that are here.
Everyone's looking at me. I mean, so we do have voting, if you would like to vote. Does the board want to vote now, or do you have any discussion?
How are we gonna vote? By,
We have ballots for you all.
okay.
So you're going to unanimously mark your ballot with one option.
Only
I will, it's in big bold letters up top. Yep.
Okay.
And are we gonna
Can
say,
you just do 1, 2, 3?
no, only one person, and then I will tally them and let you know who the winner is. If there's a tie, we printed off extras. I will cross off those that no longer apply and we'll do it again.
Are we gonna take the people that aren't here out, or are they still?
No,
on the
they're
vote?
still.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Just so you know, those that don't win this time have to.
Right? See, the thing is, there's a lot less red tape coming in this way.
Yeah.
Right?
Get that started.
When you're done, I can come and get it from you. Just raise your hand. It'll be easiest left I will run this year.
I would have
Good prep for
appreciated a
November.
ballot box next time.
Yeah.
Not who you did.
I could have set up a booth.
Did you really?
Yeah, you're sitting right. in
You
front of me.
can't watch.
I already
Oh,
handed it in.
Unbelievable.
It's on,
Yeah, it's on Zoom.
I watched you go.
Not okay.
Thanks, Peggy.
Not okay.
I
Peggy.
watched after I turned my.
Why are you guys so dirty with the voting?
Well, why are
Don't
you?
look at people voting. It was
You're
like
late.
this.
We looked,
Whatever.
I saw where that pen went.
You should have jumbled the names up on every single.
Apparently gave Peggy and Jamie blinders. Would
You
have
should
been
just
good.
voted when it was handed to you. We were waiting for you, so we were all looking at you.
It's all recorded up there. right?
Yeah.
Is it HD?
Okay. The tally is,
That was cool.
Becca had 5 votes, John had 2, and the other 2 had none. So Becca,
Yeah.
I need a motion to approve Becca to the board. Becca to the board. Vacancy.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Well, Becca, we'll see you at the next board meeting. Thank you.
Thanks, you both.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. And thank you, Mike, for
Yeah.
serving your,
Yes, thanks.
how many,
Yeah.
how long were you on?
4 years.
4? Okay,
And a shameless plug, there's a spring election every spring, every single year for board trustee positions, so. Always.
Okay, item 8, personnel and finance, consideration discussion of vacation policy, page 92 of your packet. Laura?
Yeah, all right. So there's a memo in the packet. So last year, the village board approved an updated vacation policy for staff, which was a great addition to our benefits. And one of the highlights of that was front loading vacations at the beginning of the year. So you get 4 weeks, you get them right on, January 1, which is really nice, adds flexibility for employees to take the vacation when they want, including, during the winter months, which is nice. But one downside to that policy is if an employee leaves January 2nd, they get paid out for all of those weeks of vacation in our current policy. So this is just an amendment to that policy to clarify that we would prorate that payment out. That makes sense. It's still fair to the employee, but we're not paying out multiple weeks of vacation January 2. The second policy change is pretty minor, but in the vacation policy section, we just wanted to clarify if employees are asking for more than 2 weeks of vacation, that they need to submit a written request to both their supervisor and village administrator for approval. This just adds an additional kind of hoop to jump through for an extended vacation. This isn't going to be happening very frequently, and probably only like extenuating circumstances will be approving it. But thought it would be good to help clarify in case an employee just thought, tomorrow they could take a month off and with no approval. So just an added kind of approval step for them. So those are the two.
We approved it at the lower level, so it's do good oversight. Monitoring.
I move to approve the vacation policy as printed.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion in a second. Here, we got to come back.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item B is going back to Lauren and Kelsey, the committee wanted a little more information, so you tabled it to get more information till the next meeting. Okay,
The just a question.
Okay.
Compensatory, the comp days, they're just delaying the payment of overtime, right? So when you use them.
Unless you use, if you use comp time though, there is no payout. So if you have 60 hours of comp time in your bank and you use all 60 of those hours before the end of the year, there's no payout. Because you've gotten to take that extra time off. It's one or the other. It's not you're not gonna get paid and get extra time off.
So you're gonna earn that and bank it or earn it
Yeah.
and get paid.
And the only reason we pay out at the end of the year is because by state law, we have to pay out comp time at the end of each year. Because it goes by WRS retirement rates, and it's virtually impossible to track retirement rates of when comp time is earned if you let somebody that's been here 30 years just continue to carry over comp time. Because I don't know when in those 30 years they obtained 8 hours of that comp time. That makes sense. So WRS told us in 2022 that we have to pay out comp time every year.
And you can only bank up to 60, and those 60, when you retire or quit,
Mhm.
is when they're paid out.
Every year.
If you have some left, yes. The 60, I think the 60 number is throwing people off. The 60 is just the limit that you can have in your bank. That, it's not, the 60 is
So they're in
really,
the bank, but you can't carry 60 over.
no, there's no carryover of comp time.
That clarified. Okay, that was my one. What?
Okay, moving on, the president's report, consideration, discussion, committee appointments. What do we-
I was gonna talk to you about this, Roger. I just added this in case you wanted to have a discussion on committee appointments, given that we have a new board member and also fire department items are coming up very soon, especially with budget. So if you wanted to appoint someone right away to the fire district,
That is the most pressing one.
that is,
right now.
we
That
can
might
figure out
fill
the
us
rest
current.
later, but if you wanted to appoint someone to fire district.
This sounds like it's gonna be really fun.
You
Would
get to
you
ride
be
the
interested,
fire.
Jeff?
Yeah, I'll do it. I don't care.
You can ride the fire.
I'll do it.
She, you got this.
Mike can probably give you a little update at some point on what's been going on.
Yeah, and, I got some documents here for you.
Okay.
I also some documents with you for you, but it's over at my office, so if you're able to come by my office, I can hand those things over.
Okay, or, yeah, tomorrow, can I swing by tomorrow?
Yeah. I just don't know where I'll be at tomorrow.
Okay, well, I'll call you.
So we should, oh, go ahead, I finished, I'm sorry.
So
Then-
I'll give you one of my work number because I don't get great cell reception up there either.
Okay.
So will Jesse switch out with Becca then, or?
No, we'll just tonight appoint him to the fire district board. That's what we need to do, and then we'll have to work on,
Figure out some of the other stuff.
figure out some of the other stuff for the next meeting. So we need a motion to appoint Jesse to the fire district board.
Make a motion to appoint Jesse to the fire district board.
Second.
Okay? Any further discussion? If none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Jesse, you're on the fire district board.
Yay.
The dinner is coming up. Don't miss it.
Okay,
And item B, consideration to schedule November 5th village board meeting.
In the election that day, and this room will be used, so we cannot have this meeting in
We
here.
generally move it to Wednesday then, don't we?
Yeah.
The following day,
Mhm.
the 6th.
Yep.
Is everybody cool with that?
yep.
Okay. So the meeting will be 11/6.
You three
You
know.
want to do a motion for that?
I suppose you should technically, we need a motion to change the
I
date.
move to make, reschedule November first meeting to November sixth.
Okay,
Seconds.
That's it.
okay. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, motion carried. Anything else from the board?
What's the deal with the approving the operator licenses for these two? That wasn't even in the packet, right?
Those under the consent agenda.
Oh. Apparently I missed it.
So the way we changed around how these come to you, denials have to get approved, especially by the, but if they get approved by the staff, there's no concerns, it goes to the consent agenda.
And we don't add their
Yeah.
application to the packet, unless you guys want it in the packet.
No, so they
Saving paper.
were not approved.
They were.
They were approved.
Oh, because I thought we, yeah,
Yep, so we denied one of them previously, he spoke with chief, he redid his application and now he's approved.
huh,
Okay.
Very often, yeah, that's good.
okay,
We have, when somebody gets denied, they do have the opportunity to. What's the?
Appeal, but he did not
Thank
do
you.
that. He didn't do that.
He didn't
He
do it,
just
he just
repaid the
Yeah.
fee and did all that, yeah.
But I'm just put that out there that
Yeah.
got
if
it.
you do get denied, you can feel you're denied.
I was mostly just trying to figure out how that happened.
Yeah.
I don't care. I just wanted to know that it was possible.
He didn't put something on the application and then he can redo it and do it. I personally think there should be a time restriction. And if you're denied, it's up in your reapply right away again.
Oh, we should have to wait, you think?
Just something, I don't, well, I just, if we deny them and then now they can just redo it. I mean, I just did another one today where someone put in and they did it 6 months, 7 months ago and I denied them again.
I mean, I guess they're paying the fee every time, but
Yeah.
yeah. And it's not.
There was
1 hour.
We're adjourned.
Great.
Hey Lauren, do you have any time this week to talk me through some questions I have about the library budget?
Yes, and this.
For sure.
See.